Hey friends, it's Lex at LexReads and welcome to day 3 of Video Every Day in April. So today what I'm going to be doing is giving you some, oh my god, the lighting keeps changing, I'm so sorry. This video is going to bother me editing and it's probably going to bother you watching because the lighting is going to continuously change because the weather is weird. Thanks, Colorado. So this video is the first in a series where I'm going to be giving you guys book recommendations based off of Hogwarts House, and today we're starting with my Hogwarts House because my Hogwarts House is obviously my favorite Hogwarts house. I'm a Slytherin, so today I'm giving you some book recommendations based off of the Slytherin house. Let's just get on into it. So I have 7 recommendations for you guys. Starting with, and boy oh boy, this is going to surprise approximately none of you if you've ever seen a video of mine before, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Why The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins? Because Katniss is a Slytherin and you're never going to be able to convince me otherwise. My favorite sorting system is the Sorting Hat Chat system, which if you haven't taken their test, I'll link it down below. It's the coolest one. But they use primary, secondary, and Katniss and I, in my opinion, based off of the Sorting Hat Chat system, have the same house, which is Slytherin primary, Slytherin secondary. So, that's cool. Throughout this entire series, she's just such a Slytherin and it, makes my heart happy. Maybe that's why it's my fave. I don't know. My second recommendation is Malice by Chris Whitting, which also will surprise you not at all if you've been around here for more than a minute, because this is another one of my favorite series of all time. In this book, everyone's heard the rumors. If you do this ritual and ask Tall Jake to take you away, he'll take you to Malice, which is a world that exists within a comic book. Katie and Seth think it's all fun and games until one of their best friends goes missing, and so they hop on in to try and save him. So I picked this one for a Slytherin rec because one of the things that I think is the coolest about Slytherins is the loyalty aspect. Slytherins take care of them and their own. So I as a Slytherin, I take care of me and mine first. So me and my best friends, me and my family first. And I just got that vibe really, really heavily in this book. It's a really good read. It's also half graphic novel, which is really cool. It's a chapter and then a graphic novel section, and then a chapter and then a graphic novel section. And so it's got this fun mixed media dealio going on. It's a really good book and you should check it out. Alright, the third recommendation on this list is These Witches Don't Burn. We follow Hannah, who is an elemental witch who lives in Salem. The magic system in this book is really fun. It's very, very, very different than Harry Potter. It's zero Harry Potter vibes. That being said, it's kind of a murder mystery. It's queer. It's a really fun, fast-paced read. I read it in a day. But we follow Hannah, who's an elemental witch, who's trying to deal with her ex, and all of a sudden thinks that there might be a blood witch in town. And unfortunately, a blood witch also happens to be after her, so she goes on this, kind of goose chase, trying to hunt down the blood witch, while also, living her teenage life and honing her powers. I don't know exactly why this book vibes Slytherin to me. It just does. Once again, it might be the, fierce loyalty to her family, her ambition to be the best. She wants to be the best. She sneaks around a lot. She's got that cunning going on. So maybe it's that Hannah vibes like a Slytherin to me. I don't know. It's a really good book. You should check it out. Wow, am I recommending all of my favorite fantasy books in here? I might be. The next one is Alice by Christina Henry, which once again, if you've been around here for more than a minute, you might know is actually my favorite book of all time. Follows Alice. It's an Alice in Wonderland retelling where in this situation we have Old Town and New Town. New Town is where all of the affluent, rich people live. Old Town is governed by all of these basically mob bosses. Alice and her friend go over when they're 16 by the time they for her birthday, and by the time they return, she won't stop talking about the White Rabbit. She gets institutionalized. It's some years later. She's an adult. This is an adult novel. it's definitely an adult novel. There are some warnings that you should maybe heed if you're going to read this. There's, some, like, sexual assault and torture and stuff like that. Like, some stuff is going down. But, Alice and Hatcher, who is the Mad Hatter, go on this quest through Old Town to slay the Jabberwocky, and unlock Alice's past. There is so much cunning ambition in this book. Holy hell. Both of the main characters are willing and ready to do whatever it takes to achieve their goal. And to me, that's the most Slytherin thing of all. So, yep. Alright, the next book I want to recommend to you guys is White Cat by Holly Black, who is the author of the Spiderwick Chronicles, if you like the Spiderwick Chronicles. So White Cat follows Cassel, is how I say the name. It's probably wrong. I don't know. And Cassel is cursed by the memory of killing a girl when he was young. And then also he's the only one in his family who doesn't have the ability to, like, spin magic, which only, like, 1% of the population can do. So in this world, magic has been prohibited in, like, the 1920s, so everyone who can do magic is basically part of, like, a crime family. So there are 5 crime families. Cassel is part of one. His mother is in prison. The rest of his family really kind of hates him because he cannot do magic, but there's this big family secret that he's going to unlock. It's a really, really fun read, and I don't know, I think the reason I'm recommending this one is it kind of gives me, like, Death Eater family vibes. Like, it's a different magic system and it's a different world, obviously, but in the same vein of, like, if we were following, like, Draco in a way, I think their stories would maybe be a little bit similar. So I think you should definitely go check it out if you have not. The next one is A Separate Piece by John Knowles. Wow. This book has come up none at all on my channel, and then twice in, like, 2 days. This book follows Jean and Phineas at a boarding school. It's a tale of loss of innocence. It's a coming-of-age story. Our protagonist, in my opinion, is very Slytherin. He makes some wrong choices, some bold choices. It's a tale about friendship, loss of friendship, growing up. Great book. I'll read you the back if you want. It says, Jean was a lonely, introverted intellectual. Phineas, a handsome, taunting daredevil athlete. What happened between them at school one summer during the early years of World War II is the subject of A Separate Piece. And on the classics train, there's one more classic that I want to recommend, and also the last book that I want to recommend is Macbeth by Shakespeare. If you haven't read or seen Macbeth, honestly, maybe watch a movie, because watching Shakespeare is always better than reading Shakespeare. But if you haven't read or seen Macbeth, Macbeth is literally just an entire book about ambition. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are trying to gain political influence. Some people die. There's witches. Alright, ladies and gents, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow for another video, because video every day in April. Normally, I post a video every Thursday and most Tuesdays. So, yeah. Once again, thank you for coming on in. Goodbye, friends!